Here you see that we engage by palm to palm. As we move on, we get to the collar tie. And you see here, before we went anywhere, I baited my leg to start bringing him down. From here, you see that I start toppling him over, but he does a great job at re-guarding. I'm making it difficult for him to connect his legs before there is an arm drag. There's a leg drag that's set up. From here, he could have done a better job at trying to block the crossface earlier. Moving to side control, he's doing the right thing and he's getting his frames in and starts ghost escaping straight away. Again, basic connection, getting to the head, making sure that he's very, very tired. He's trying to foot trip here, but a much better option would have been to clear that collar tie a lot sooner. Again, we're tying up. We get to overhook, underhook. He's doing a great job of trying to hook my legs and switching between hip tosses. We counter that and simply use a little bit of off-balancing to return the person to the ground. And from here, I'm just being a little bit of a dick, to be honest, just annoying his head and his arms, just to see how he responds to a little bit of pressure in turtle. And then he tries to find a way up into standing, but he needs to watch his head a little bit more. From here, it's a simple off balance again before we're back into overhook and underhook. He's doing a great job of trying to offset my balance at all times, using foot trips and hip tosses as the primary objection. From here, I'm using the underhook to try to block his hips before I got to that collar tie. Underhook. He tries to do a little bit of an overhead sweep from judo here, but with no luck. From here, I just see what he's trying to do and where he's observing the space to be. And then you'll see very soon that we're working on a high step pass in order to get past his half guard. I'm baiting my front leg to see if he wants to wrestle up. He's not seeing that, so he dives in for a reverse de la Riva. And here you go, here's the high step. At this point in time, I just want to see how he responds to a little bit of strange pressure in weird positions. Again, he needs to protect that crossface, making sure he's not reaching across his body with that far arm. He's in a lot of danger here. He's reading the situation well, he's not rushing, and he manages to get frames in before the next problem occurs. He's re-guarding quite well here. There is an opportunity here for a false reap, but at this stage he doesn't know how to do it. So he starts trying to tangle up the legs, and he manages to get in front at some stage, working his leg guards really, really well. A basic skew pass sees me back into the variation of a side control and in a camping position. Again, I want to see what he does with an overhook and an underhook. It's been clear so far that he wants to try to foot trip or hip toss as an option. So I give him the options to set up foot sweeps and hip tosses all the way through, and then I counter with a basic hip toss. Here I'm just wedging him in, keeping control over his far shoulder and his closest hip. That makes it difficult for the person on the bottom to move, and he needs to start thinking very, very clearly. There is an option here for him to turtle away from me, but he gives me the space to settle in for a split type pass in between his legs. Once I start splitting his legs apart, you could hear his breathing, rapidly increase, and there's a lot of pressure. And from here, he needs to be very, very careful with the potential crossface. A crossface here is very, very dangerous. He sees that as I start annoying him and I trap his arm. The round is almost over. I start trapping the arm for a potential kimura. He reads it well and he re-guards. The round has finished, but he's got a good setup, so I let him continue. There's a potential armbar and an omoplata here where he follows through really, really well. And then there is another skew pass after the escape. And here it is, the brotherly warm embrace. He's done so exceptionally well in only 4 to 5 months of training.